Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades in the weekly recap. Before I get into the recap, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I did finish the week with 13 wins and 3 losses for a win rate of 81.25%. A little below my 85% goal, but it is what it is. So, yeah. With that said, I didn't post a lot of my plays on Twitter, so I'm going to guess what they went to. Just didn't have time. It's been kind of crazy. So the trading ideas room on Monday the 7th was calls over 624.50. We gapped down, pushed back up. I was thinking, okay, we're $1.50 from all-time highs. We're going to push back to all-time highs, but we didn't. It just it ended up dropping, but that's all right. First play of the week was Tesla calls. Tesla opens red. It makes new lower day, quickly gets bought up. So after I saw it getting bought up right here, I was like, if it gets over 292 VWAP, it's going to push through. So I grabbed the 300 calls at 550, and they went from 550 to probably right around $6.50, $7 on that play right there. So that ended up being a good play. Then I took puts at 1035 on SPX, which is 1035 right here. Right when it made, you can see you get the deep red candles, a green FU candle made new lower day right here. Would have popped a little bit, then it ended up dropping. So I did 62.40 puts at 640, and if I had to guess, they probably went to $10 on that play right there. Then I took puts again at 1143, which is right here. Same thing, red candles, green pop, and came back down and made new lower day. I grabbed them the 62.35 puts at $7. They probably went to $8, maybe $9 right there on that drop right there. So that ended up being a good play. Trend is down. Every green candle is getting smashed on. Green smash, green smash, green smash. Couple of green candles, big smash, green candle smash, couple of green candles. It started to hold a little bit. So basically then it dumped. It was just getting, all the little pops were getting hammered on this day. So when the trend was down, just stay with the trend until the trend changes. Now on to the 8th trading is room on the 8th. I said, let's see, SPY puts under 620.50, which is this low right here, just rounded down. First play I took was SPX calls at 946. This one, was this a loss? No, I didn't take a loss until Wednesday. So 946. It was this candle right here. Dropped down when it came back up. I got the 62.45 calls at 660, and I don't think they went very far. They probably went to 750, maybe 8 tops, but I don't think they even went to 750. I remember that one play I ended up getting like right around 730, and it stopped out the rest around 7 or 680, something like that. And I think this was the play. Then it came back down to lower day. That's when I switched sides really quickly. Once it dumped from up here, came back down to lower day really quickly. I switched sides. We have the 62.20 puts at 780, and they definitely went to $10 on that drop right there. So this typical SPY morning fake outs. For some reason I thought we were gonna pop and make another quick run up, but we didn't. They just got slapped down and quickly changed sides when I noticed it was doing that. Then I took puts again at 1122, which is right here. Now I grabbed the 62.15 puts at 650. If I had to guess, I think I grabbed it right here at the 620.40, because you get all the bodies of these candles right here. Rejected VWAP. So those puts I got at what, 650. If I had to guess, they probably went to probably $10 on that drop right there. So that ended up being a good play. Then this was FOMC. This is where I took 2 losses, I think. I have to check. On the 9th. Yeah, this is the play. Yeah, Tesla loss. Okay, traded his room on the 9th. I said puts under 621.50, which is down here. We started to ramp up right into close, so I thought we were going to drop. They like to ramp it up, then dump it, or dump it, then ramp it up. So that's usually what you end up seeing, but not all the times. So yeah, I said SPY puts in the 621.50, which was down here. The first play I took was Tesla puts at 295. You can see this was the 8th, and I was thinking, okay, we get under what time did I grab that? 947. 947. Yeah, right here. 947. Okay, oh yeah, I remember I grabbed it underneath 297. Okay, I grabbed the 295 puts under 297 right here. I got about 450. It popped a little bit, dropped back down, and Tesla has been doing this a lot, where it just chops 90% of the time and makes a move here or there. And I stopped out. And right when I stopped out, which was right up here, it dumped. So I was a little annoyed with that. Let me blow that up again. I think I dumped it up here, thinking we were going to chop all day, and I wasn't having it. And then it dumped. So once you play SPX and you get these massive moves, we can get $1, $2, $3 on small moves, and you go to like Tesla or you go to any other stock, it takes forever to get $1 move. You have to need a pretty significant move to get $1 out of the premiums, out of the strikes, and you get spoiled with SPX. So with that said, then I took puts at 1034, which is right 1034. Yeah, right here. So I chased this. I think I took a retracement right here. 1034. Oh, I kind of want to blow this up and see exactly where did I take this. 1034. Oh, when it came back down and broke the new lower day. Or when it retraced a little bit. Yeah, when it retraced a little bit, that's where I ended up grabbing it. So yeah, I grabbed it in this candle right here, but when it retraced, that's where I ended up grabbing the 62.40 puts at 780, and they definitely went to $10 on that play. In fact, I think this is one that went to like 15 or something. Then I took puts again at 11.13. This is FOMC day too, so I took a bunch of trades I probably shouldn't have. I mean, this is the puts play I'm glad I took. I get why I took Tesla. I probably would have taken that again. Tesla's it's been so annoying lately. It's just chops, and all it does is chop, and you never know which move is going to be the move. So yeah, with that said, yeah, the next play was puts at 11.13 right here. Okay, you get the green FU candle right here. The first green candle, once it broke the body, I got on in 621.40. That's when I grabbed puts. I grabbed the 62.25 at 670, and they probably end up close to $10 on that drop right there. So yeah, FU set up, you get all these red candles, and you finally get a green candle. I don't care, where it's at. You keep going down to 620 and put in a green candle. I will watch it because I love seeing these breather candles. These are like, I call them FU candles because you get them for after a really volatile move, but it's also like a breather candle where it just comes in and makes it look like it's going to reverse, and then they dump it more. You see it all the time, and I'll take them no matter where they are. They could have dropped $10 that day. I would have taken that play, but Then FOMC came. I took the 62.45 puts and I took the 62.50 put. 62.50 call. So yeah, the puts I got at 5.80. The calls I got at $5. I got them at 122, which is right down here. Oh yeah, right down here. I get them early because we usually get a pre-run up, pre-FOMC run up. So we did get a run up, and I ended up selling the calls like at $8 or something. But we didn't really get much of a movement, so I held the puts. And the puts I ended up letting go to zero, and I ended up taking a small loss on the FOMC play. I probably should have cut them, but part of me was thinking we were going to dump because we got the first initial run was pop, and I thought we were going to drop, but we didn't, so I ended up taking a loss on that. So yeah, it is what it is. Then I traded his room on Thursday. I said SPY calls over 622 450, which is up here, thinking we're going to make another run for all-time high. The first play I took was, I actually took I took PLTR, which I've never played. I don't think. No, I don't play. I don't think I played it. But I took it right here underneath 142, 143. I took the 142 puts as soon as it broke 143 right here. And I got them at $1.47. I ended up selling them for chump change. And then they really got going. So I'm not sure how much they went. If I had to guess, probably $2.50, maybe $3 on that. So that ended up being a really good play. I just took it for chump change, like 50 cents or something. I'm not quite sure what I sold it at. 185 or 160. And I had it, for like, 40 cents or something like that. So then I took, make sure I have the right day. I took puts at, SPX puts at 1025, which is right, 1025, right here. This was a loss. I took the SPX 6250 puts at $7 right when it broke the bodies of these candles underneath 623.40. Is this the one I took a loss on? Yes, it is. And as soon as I took it, this was such a huge fake out, and then it popped. I was so annoyed by that, and I just didn't touch it. So yeah, because you get the first 10-minute candle red, came back down, it quickly got bought up, and didn't break new high a day, but it flushed through VWAP very, very fast. So I was like, okay, it gets underneath 62, 623.40. We're gonna flush the lower day and lower, and we didn't. It was just a 180. It stopped me out. Didn't touch it again until 233, which was up here. Once it broke new all-time high, put in a red candle. This is the first red candle after making new all-time high, and that's when I grabbed the 62.85 puts at 330, and I went to 330, I think to 5 something, like about $5 plus on that play right there. Then it really flushed at the end of the day. Then on Friday, this was tariff news right here. It came up and made new lows, and I said, what, in the trading news room on Friday, I think I said calls was 623. After a big dump, we're gonna run it open. And usually when you see a big drop, big gap down pre-market or after hours, we usually end up popping it open, because whenever you have these big gap downs, everyone ends up piling the puts, thinking the world's going to end, the market's going to crash, and people get overzealous and they just start piling in the puts, and that's why you see a squeeze it open. Or you see the other way around, where you see these huge gap ups and people pile into calls thinking we're going into the moon, and people get crazy and they just think that things just go straight up and they never come down. And once we open, we end up dumping, and that's why you end up seeing those things. So when you see these big gap ups, I'm calling puts at pre-market, or these big gap downs, and you see me calling calls, that is why, because it almost always happens. It's very predictable. and people just keep falling for it. People are just retail. 95% of the people out there fail at trading because they can't think logically. They can't think like a market maker. They can't. They just can't read between the lines. So they just get smashed. So the first trade I took on Friday was I took the calls as soon as it broke. I took them at what, 9:55. 9:50. Why didn't I take it right here? I didn't. I waited. For some reason I waited. First time the candle was red, came back down, quickly got bought back up to 621.50 area where it was pre-market, got up, bought back up. Once it got over the bodies of these two candles, well, the wick and the body of this candle at 622.75, that's where I grabbed the 62.65 calls at 560, and they definitely probably went to $10 on that. Then I took Meta puts, which was kind of weird because Meta hasn't. I don't really like Meta that much. I did take Meta puts. I remember this was kind of a sketchy play. I took the puts right underneath 714. You get all the bodies of these candles right here lining up. I love seeing that. Once I got below 714, I grabbed the 715 puts at 3, and it didn't go very far. I think they only went like 50 cents, 350 or something. And I ended up taking it and getting out. And I kind of felt like I was taking it too soon, but I'm glad I did because it ended up being a fake out, and it ended up reversing right away. So I was just like, okay, I'm glad I took that. At first, when I was taking it in real time, I felt like I was kind of just like leaving some on the table, but a part of me just said to sell it, so I did. Glad I did because that's exactly what happened. It bounced. So. And then the last play is I took calls at 11:38, which is right here. We had a nice little push up to 624.50, where it had some resistance pre-market. Pulled a V up, came back up. So once it got over 624, that's when I grabbed calls. 62.65 calls at 650, and they probably went to probably $8 or $9 right here on that play right there. So. SPY has been so trappy the last few months, so you just gotta be patient. SPY just really wants you to be patient and wait for the right plays. And yeah, with that said, that's gonna end it for the recap. Thanks for watching. I hope this has helped. And it was a crazy week, and hopefully next week or this week coming up, because right now it's Sunday, will be just as good, if not better. Hopefully we'll have some more volatility and more stronger directional moves instead of chop. So with that said, thanks for watching.